start with each one and dig a little bit deeper into it.
Sure.
Uh, can you talk to me a little bit about how you see love reflected here?
Right.
And what
So in terms of love, that sounds so simple, but again, just like you said, it's not as simple as it seems. And in terms of our health, um, it's loving ourselves first, because as a parent, the only way we can love our children is to actually love ourselves. And not everybody grows up feeling that sense of love. So if we haven't had a lot of love in our childhood, it means that we need to reflect more on where that sense of confidence and love of ourselves we need to work on, because I'm sure you've seen it in your work too, Sangeeta, is that oftentimes I see people do terrible things to their bodies, when I work with them in the hospital. And, whether it's, you know, alcoholism or drug addiction or cigarettes, and you realize that some of these things are preventable, but, you know, there's different reasons why people do things that they do, but in essence, loving oneself is the beginning of being good to our bodies. And there was actually an OBGYN doctor I worked with one time, and he used to say all the time, my body is a temple. You'd see him eat like really healthy foods, and he'd say, oh, my body's a temple, I got to nourish it. And he said that his mother was the one that taught him that. And I thought, how beautiful is this? Here is this adult man who's saying that his body is a temple, and he takes really good care of himself. And I thought, what a wonderful mom he must have had. So that got imprinted in his brain. But then there's also loving others, right? And it's those positive relationships that are so key to our health too, is when we are able to be in positive relationships which nurture our spirit and do things which help us to grow. Because not having any perfect relationships in this life, there's always going to be conflict, or there's going to be challenges, and that doesn't mean that there's anything bad about that. That's just the nature, human nature. But it's knowing that despite the conflicts or the challenges, you still have this deep care for each other and you love each other. So love is a very important part of good health.